The day has come for the family reunion, when all people come around, red, yellow, black, white, and brown.
I'm sitting here thinking about you. I've just been reminded, plus the telephone call I received on yesterday concerning the family reunion. I wish I could be there with you, and I'm hopeful that this time next year I'm as well as I am, and I'll try and be with you. But my son that lives down in Florida is coming, and he'll be here on this coming Friday, and they're going to be with me for about 10 days. So that's a conflict. He usually come every 2 years. But I miss all of you. You know, I miss your faces, but I don't miss your names. I have an a name calling problem. Identity I don't lose. I love all of you, and would just love to be there with you. I talked with Cousin Mildred, and she reminded me also that it was going. So I'm doing fine. I'm now the age of Cousin Virgil when he left us last year, and that's 92. And if the Lord's good, in a few more months I'll be 93. But I'm feeling well, and I just know that everything is going to be nice among you. It's nice to stay in touch with one another. I've got about 5 out here that none of you have ever seen. That too, I would like very much for them to see you and you to see them. Because we're a big family. We're scattered all over the country, as most of you know. My prayers and thoughts certainly will be with all of you. And I'll just say, good God bless all of you. Have a good time. And I'm sure that Beatrice is going to bring back some pictures and let me know just what it's all about.
That's right.
Miss you now. Take care. God bless you all.
His cousin Lester Keaton, and he's going to share with us one of his childhood memories and some of our Keaton family history.
Oh, thank you, baby. You know, Beatrice has an inquisitive mind, and she's anxious to share with you some of the things that I tell her about our childhood. And I recall an incident when her father, Edgar, and Elmus, Lois, Robert, my brother Lorenzo, and myself had gone down on Browns Creek, and that was about a mile from where we lived, and we'd go swimming. We'd gone down there and had gone swimming, was on our way back to the house. And when we got back within about a block of our house, the old home place was in view, and also my great uncle's house was in view on the right side. And in front of us, we saw 4 or 5 horses coming, and they were white boys. They stopped, and I don't know why, but white boys always wanted to wrestle with us. They had the superiority complex. But we'd been told from youngsters to be careful around white people. And so we were cautious. They jumped down and they wanted to wrestle, or they wanted to box. We didn't want to do any of it at all. And we refused. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Until finally one of them, to try to excite us and draw us into it, they jumped down and they ran up to Edgar. And when he ran up to Edgar, Edgar just flopped him just like he was handling a rag doll or something.
My daddy.
Yes, he did. He just flopped him over. Well, when he did that, the boy got up and he went toward him. He just flopped him again. Well, there was one among us that was in his late teens. As a matter of fact, he could have been grown. But he jumped down off of his horse. And when he jumped down of his horse, he had a knife, and one of the young men saw our grandfather, which was only about maybe 30 or 40 yards from us, and grandfather said, "All right, stop that." And so they said, "This is Uncle Jim." You know, back in those days, of course, that community had great respect for our grandfather, and they all called him Uncle Jim. And most white people, when black people got old or elderly, they wanted to really respect him. If he was a man, and my grandfather, of course, they called him Uncle Jim. And they said to the boy that jumped down, says, "Look out, here come Uncle Jim." So they jumped on their horses and rode away. But we don't know what would have happened, but grandfather gave us a good scolding when he walked up and said, "You don't want to wrestle and play at that time with white men. They are not your friends. Don't care how much they laugh and do all of that. So remember, don't play their game. So you just walk away, and whenever they want to talk, and you just walk away and come on from the house." And he said, "Now it's a good thing that I saw you kids from the house when those boys stopped you and jumped down and was trying to get you to wrestle. I left, and that's why I was able to save you what might have been something deadly, because I know and the others know that the older one, which may have been a grown man, I don't know, but he was very young, had pulled out his pocket knife and jumped down off of the horse because he didn't like to see his friend or whoever they were seeing him thrown down the way Edgar was able to do him. I don't know that Edgar had so much more strength than he did, but whatever it was, he was no match for him. And that was a convincing lesson to the rest of us. It should have been that they were not able to push us over and we were not inferior. White people, I don't know, back in those days, youngsters especially, were taught that blacks were inferior to white people. Your skin has nothing to do with it. Young folk, most of you are grown now, and you know it. We're all the same beneath our skin, and we're all intelligent. Makes no difference whether you are black, whether you are white, whether you are red, or whether you are brown, or whether you're yellow. It doesn't make any difference. We're all human beings, and we were created equally with the same chance and opportunity. We can do anything that they do it. And in many cases, we've been taught to do it better because we've been trying to fight to get a chance. Anything that they have ever done or could do, you can find a black man that has done the same thing. So we have no inferiority complex. We had a friend, one of the civil rights activists years ago. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to think of the religion, that what it's called now. But anyway, they started out saying black is beautiful. Oh, that's been 40 or 50 years ago. Black is beautiful. You have no reason to be ashamed of it because of your color. Not at all. A lot of them wish that they had some color to their skin, just like you have.